And if I say that we do it when we wake up, it is what most predicts our productivity throughout the rest of the day, and contrary to the lists on how to have the best morning routine. Today, going to take it easy and just talk about what not to do when I wake up. You'll see. By not doing these things, you will end up doing productive things in the morning, increasing your daily power. And I'm going to start with what for me is one of the most important. Are you one of those people who press snooze on their alarm clock over and over again? Or that you have 10 alarms to wake up to and only get out of bed at the last alarm? Firstly, logically, it doesn't make sense because you are interrupting your sleep so you can press a button and go to sleep for a few more minutes again. And secondly, and more importantly, pressing the snooze button is unconsciously starting your day, telling all the parts of your body that you can't accomplish. A simple objective once stop having the possibility to put snooze. And something you should do is what most people do, which is wake up. Stop snoozing your alarm clock. Take advantage of turning off your cell phone alarm, and since it is in your hand, go through all your social media before getting up. I know how tempting it is to do this instead of getting out of bed and going to do the work. What does it matter? I've done this myself for a long time, but stop to think. What happens on social media between midnight and 6 that you really need to know about? I feel like I have to say this, but exactly nothing. Is everyone sleeping also? But even if something happens, like starting your day, doing what is important for your body, when you wake up, it is definitely better. Like hydrating and eating, for example. Give importance to yourself. Do things for yourself. Then worry about the lives of others. And I talk about this subject here on the channel several times, because I know how important it is. When we wake up and go straight to our cell phones, we are indicating to our brain that other people's lives are more important than ours. This is destructive. Do something for yourself with the first action of the day, be it making a delicious coffee, going out for exercise, or meditating. Stop checking your media when you wake up. When you wake up, and the first thing I said is important for the body when you wake up is to hydrate, drink water. Right. You spend about 8 hours without drinking water. If you go to the bathroom, you will notice that your natural filter is really overloaded during this period. As you can see, these recommendations, so to help your body function better, nothing like starting your day with a glass of water. Stop. Not drink water when you wake up. Eating when we want to be productive, or if our morning is hectic, we tend to leave our food aside that I can eat that is quick and easy. Then we intuitively look for industrialized foods in our cupboard or in the nearest cafeteria, which will not give sustainable energy for the rest of the day. A good tip is to prepare as much of your breakfast as you can. For example, I have frozen green juice pulps and I have already separated a mixture that I make with brown oats and seeds. So when I go to make my first meal, I just mix it all with water and it will be ready. This is my routine today. You have yours and you can organize it so that it is easy to make. Try to keep your breakfast as healthy as possible. Stop eating processed food in the morning. And a lot of people complain to me, but I wake up and even try to do something productive, but I can't. One of my first questions is, what clothes do you wear when you wake up? Most people say it's pajamas. Now tell me how to feel. Like going out, to running or studying or anything else. If you're still wearing those warm pajamas that are inviting you back to bed, stop wearing pajamas. Oh, but it's so early. Oh, it's very cold. 8 hours of work ahead of you. And it's with this negative energy that you'll spend your entire day. I don't mean that you need to shout to the whole world how good the day is going to be. But a good alternative is quickly list 3 things you are grateful for. In fact, doing this before bed is even better because you sleep better and consequently wake up better. Stop complaining about life. And now, let's move on to the organization part. We all know that a messy place full of scattered documents and thrown rubbish is not a good environment for our work or study. But the problem I want to point out here is that we tend to tidy up our place of work or study. Only when we start working on it is it totally unproductive. Because you are spending all your main energy on something that lately does not add value. And don't get me wrong, Leaving your place clean and organized does help you to work and study better, but only indirectly. So having said that, because you don't organize it right after you finish your studies and work from the previous day, because then when the next day arrives, you won't have to worry about it anymore, and you will actually do what directly affects your results. Stop organizing your workplace or studies. And in addition to organization, many people want to plan their day first thing in the morning. And come on, planning your day in the morning is better than not planning at all. But what I want to present here is the ultimate in planning, which is planning your day the night before. And the explanation for this recommendation is the following. There is something between planning the night and the next day that you are going to do these things that, as everyone knows, the period when we sleep, we still don't understand what happens during this period. But what I know is that when we plan our day the night before, something happens in our brain. I don't know if it's because our unconscious is already starting to think about how to solve problems, next day's problems, or if he has extra time to organize himself. But I just know that when we wake up, we are much more willing, with many more ideas that can help us. If you already do this, you must be agreeing with me now. And if you still don't, you need to try. Stop to plan your day in the morning. A lot of people like to stay informed first thing in the morning as a morning ritual. But even if I don't agree that this is necessary, everyone does what they want. The tip here is if you really want to read news, that you read books first and only a little more afternoon. Go to daily news. Again, when we watch or read news, our focus is on the outside. The idea here is to always start your day with a focus on the inside. So starting your day by reading a book can be a good choice. Reading books instead of news makes you learn something first thing in the morning. And in the long term, it is your knowledge that will help you deal with all the consequences of the events that appear in the news. Stop reading noon in the morning. As a last tip here was something I learned from reading the book. Because we sleep, which is the following, our body doesn't know what day it is, whether it's a working Tuesday or a rest Sunday. It will always want a good routine, and it will this every day of your life. The problem is that many people don't understand this and completely change their routine during the weekend, especially the wake-up time. Always waking up at the same time range is one of the healthiest attitudes you can put into your life. If you want your life to be a little better, take this test. Wake up for a month, always at the same time, with the variation of 30 minutes more or less, and see with your own eyes the change. Stop waking up at different times. And these were 10 things you can stop doing from now on to upgrade your morning. A big hug and be a person. And if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, leave your like and activate the bell so you don't miss our content. See you later.